What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the weekly wrap-up report. This week's theme, change is coming. Are you prepared? As always, this is not financial advice, just my own personal opinions for entertainment value. If you learned something new, hit the like button for me. A lot happened this week, like so many things. It was April Fool's Day this week. Did you get anyone with a good joke? Or did anybody get you with a good joke? I didn't do any fooling. I normally do participate in the nationally accepted day of messing with people. I enjoy it a lot. I do play a lot of April Fool jokes in my history. But sadly, I did not do any fooling on this April Fool's Day. But I'm not gonna lie. I did get fooled, like, briefly. Like, just not like barely half a split, like maybe 2 seconds. Like, maybe like 5 seconds. My company posted a video of solar panels. It said, new launch, lunar panels, one step beyond solar panels. And I was like, God damn it. They would recreate their own new solar panel with a marketing twist on there that they can sell billions of dollars worth. And for like a split second, I was like, of course they did. Of course they did. And then like within 10 seconds, it might have been like, 10, 15 seconds. I was like, oh shit, duh. They got me. Lunar panels. Like they work during the day and at night. So shout out to whoever had that marketing idea. That was a good one, and you got a good laugh out of me. Well, I hope you got a good laugh as well on April Fool's Day. I hope no one messed with you too badly, but I did hear this like crazy story about the real truth about April Fool's Day. I'm not getting into it this week, but it was a little bit nuts. I wonder if you heard it. I wish I could go back and forth with somebody about it, but it leads to like a 13-month calendar instead of a 12-month calendar, and the first day of the year is April 1st, and now we're all fooled into this new calendar. But yeah, that was crazy. In Hoge news, To the Moon, our community content legend, has been pumping out absolute fire Hoge memes in the Telegram. There is now an easy way to customize any image you want with our favorite Hoge character in the image. It's super simple. He explains how to do it in 3 easy steps using ChatGPT. First, I start with a Hoge image that you want to reference. It's important to start a new page for each creation, or it might not use the correct reference. So you send a photo you like to represent Hoge. So you can go to our Telegram. We have thousands of Hoge images of fun, cool Hoge characters that you can use. You send the photo, and then you send this prompt. We're going to use this animation, character's face, and clothing for future prompts. He's a white bulldog cartoon with futuristic black ski goggles, wearing a black suit and tie. We will call it Hoge. Do you understand? ChatGPT should respond, got it. Hoge is locked in. White bulldog cartoon, futuristic black ski goggles, black suit and tie, ready to use in any future prompts. Then you can send a reference photo of the Three Stooges or a Simpsons meme, or How I'm Family Guy meme. And then you say, replicate this photo using Hoge. And it literally will put Hoge perfectly in the image, as if that image was created originally with Hoge in it. It's absolutely amazing, this free content that you're able to create. And you can even create a brand new image using this as well. You just describe the style of art you want the image in, like, let's say like Dragon Ball Z or Futurama or anime, or like Simpsons style, and then mention adding Hoge to that, and you'll get a custom brand new image in that style. So thank you, To the Moon. Your images are very awesome. Keep up the creativity. We're going to get you on the Hoge X account. Let you go to town. But many believe Etherieum could be gearing up for a massive cycle comeback with this upgrade they have coming on April 30th. And if this is the case, there might not be a safer hold in crypto than Hoge Finance. I kid. But at the same time, I believe that with my entire heart. I do. I really do. Hoge is going to have a major role to play coming up here in the future. And there's not much active Hoge supply out there at all. So again, the tools are ready. The smart contract is forever unchangeable. They're value creating tokenomics. Hoge is an absolute rocket ship, just waiting for that right group to find it. So again, let's make Ethereum great again. We got this. We'll be waiting. But this week has been anything but laughing for many people. The investor class is down big this week. April Fool's Day, April 1st, led into April 2nd, American Liberation Day, or as many know it, the day the reciprocal tariffs went into effect. Change is coming. And if you have been tuning in here weekly, you have stayed caught up and have hopefully been taking action and preparing accordingly. We've been following this every week for the last 3 years now, where we just constantly are getting updated on regulation, news, information. Many companies will not keep up with this level of change. So you need to make sure you are taking action. And in my personal opinion, all I do is you just follow Daddy Bitcoin, and future you will be very grateful. One of the greatest Michael Saylor quotes is, you spend 40,000 hours of your life trying to make money. It's worthwhile to spend 100 hours figuring out how to keep it. Many people just passively invest, let them put it into a mutual fund, or, it's in my 401k, I'll look at it in 20 years. If you take action and you can take that money and allocate it where you want it, your future self your timeline can change drastically. Many industries are having to figure out entirely new ways to go about their businesses. The clothing and automotive industries are getting major tariff disruptions. Nike, as an example, Nike stock fell approximately 14% on April 3rd, resulting in a loss of over $13 billion in market value due to the 46% tariff on imports from Vietnam. Vietnam is crucial for Nike, accounting for about half of its footwear production, with over 530,000 employees and 130 factories operating in the region. So many companies are like this and have their manufacturing in, obviously, other countries. So product pricing could go up. This is, we're days into this. So, a lot is going to come out in the next couple days, couple weeks. So again, we'll just keep paying attention. Today, another $3.5 trillion was wiped out from the U.S. stock market. And at the same time, $5.4 billion was added to the crypto market cap today as well. I know that's pennies on the dollars, but it's obviously still good having a green day in crypto when the stock market was so dark in the red. Apple down 7% on the day, Amazon down 4% on the day, Microsoft and Google down 3.5% on the day, Nvidia down 7% on the day. They're down 35% over the last 3 months. On Thursday, this clip of Donald Trump holding the tariff chart will go down in history. I watch all the meetings. I watch all the information, all the interviews on both sides. I literally take in this information many people do not watch. I have 2 friends in our group chat that refuse to watch any video you send, yet they will argue with you about tariffs and money and like everything in the world because they see number go down, right? When you understand the greater problem is it has to be fixed. You cannot continue to just print magical money in the world and be the global reserve currency. It doesn't work that way. So again, change is inevitable, and the right kind of change will make future us in a much more prosperous position. But Donald Trump held up that tariff sign at 425. The S&P 500 futures were trading at a plus 1.7% higher. At 426, Howard Lutnick handed the poster outlining reciprocal tariffs to President Trump. The stock market futures fell real time as Trump read tariffs name by name. By 4:42, the S&P 500 erased over $2 trillion in market cap. Yes, they erased $2 trillion, which is the entire market cap of Bitcoin, from the market in 16 minutes. That's $125 billion per minute. And tariffs are not the full story. Since Trump took office in January of 2025, the 10-year yield has dropped from 4.79% to 4.17%. That's a 0.62% drop, which may not sound like much until you realize the U.S. has $36.5 trillion in debt. This is stealth refinancing on a historic scale. Lower yields equals trillions in interest savings, more breathing room, less inflation pressure, and the market is front-running it. But this yield curve shift, it's the real game. Trump isn't just cutting spending, he's restructuring America's balance sheet in real time. So do you want to continue to be manipulated by this draining debt-based system? Every other day, the market's this, the market's that, it's up, it's down. So many of these companies are extremely overvalued. And the major reason for this is because America has printed over 50% of the US dollars that have ever existed in the last 5 years. Yes, over 50% of all the dollars ever made have been magically created in the last 5 years. So rich people, the ones closest to the money printer, have no other place to store this wealth except in the market or real estate. So evaluations rise to absurd levels. And this market has become totally reliant on the 7 biggest companies, each riding the unknown narrative of AI. So much money has been spent in AI infrastructure by these big tech companies. And will it pay off down the line? For some, it definitely will. But for many, it will not. And that's the risk us as investors have to take. Is this adding future value, or could that money have been better spent today for future growth? How much of this money is going right back into the CEO's pockets instead of the shareholders? These are not easy decisions for companies to make. I know I preach about MicroStrategy, now called strategy, every week for the last 2 years. But it's because what they are doing with their Bitcoin strategy, treasury strategy, is instantly valuable and trackable. You do not have to wait 5 years to see if this new product line they are developing or this new building or business they acquired will turn a profit when it's all set up and ready to run. Every company making these big investment bets on technology or infrastructure have to wait years to see the payoff happen, and that just screams of risk to me. Everyone says Bitcoin is risky, but it's the most predictable thing there is in the world. I know exactly what it is doing every 10 minutes for the next 100 years. The way everything is evolving so quickly nowadays, if the company chooses the wrong direction or someone beats you to your goal, all that work and investment could be for nothing. And money in this world, the levels of money are at a different level than what it was back in the day. We're talking billions of dollars in losses instead of millions. And I find that so scary. And it's why I preach only one stock. And I hold only one stock. It is the stock of stocks. This stock is the new way of valuing yourself. This stock gives you complete openness and confidence with each move that they make. This stock is so ahead of its time, it is going to melt people's minds in the future. No one understands Bitcoin yet, as we can see, with its price only at $82,000 today, when every single country, every single state, every corporation is about to buy it and never sell it once they realize what it is. So if people do not understand Bitcoin yet, then they 100% do not understand strategy yet. And one company in the world that we can invest in owns 528,000 Bitcoin, with the next closest publicly traded company holding only 47,000. Yes, you heard that right. On Monday, MicroStrategy has acquired 22,048 Bitcoin for $1.92 billion at $86,969 per Bitcoin, and has achieved a Bitcoin yield of 11% in the year 2025. As of the end of March, they hold 528,185 Bitcoin. That's 22,000 Bitcoin in 1 week. I think that is their fourth biggest buy ever. The Bitcoin yield per share jumped 3.3% in 1 week. Few understand what Bitcoin yield really means. That means every $1,000 Bitcoin goes up in price, Strategy, the company, makes $528 million. Does that math for you? It obviously works both ways, up and down. But when you understand what Bitcoin is on a fundamental level, then this is the easiest play of our lifetime. Strategy is currently trading at a 1.7 times their net asset value. That is it. For example, a company like Costco is trading at 5.55 times their yearly earnings because it's a safe investment, because we'll always have to buy in bulk. None of what I say is financial advice. This is just my own opinions on the things I study. But if you haven't taken any action yet, the markets are giving you the absolute greatest opportunity to change your future timeline. You have to invest when others are fearful and go big when you know, when everything makes sense. You've done the homework, you've done the research. You can dollar cost average all the way up, or you just go big at the low. And it can always go lower. But if you long-term mindset and you understand with this change in the development of the United States, what is going to evolve, in my opinion, from what this team that they've put together, I think, yes, we're going to have pain, but it'll all be worth it. But again, I can't predict the future, and I'm dumb and wrong half the time. So, but again, invest when others are fearful. Even if it goes down further, getting MicroStrategy at $300, roughly an $80 billion market cap, is an absolute steal when you know it's going to trillions. There are roughly 20 days over a 4-year period where you needed to be in the market to receive most of your gains for that time period. Most of the time, the biggest moves happen quick, and it's always better to be in the game and just wait for those moves. But in this crazy time, Democrats want you to believe that 2 billionaires got into office so they can steal your money, when in fact 2 billionaires got into office to stop the Democrats from stealing your money. It's crazy what is going on. There's actually really only one bank account that used to disperse all monies that go out of the federal government. It's a big one. A couple weeks ago, it had $800 billion in it. It's the Treasury General account. We're serving 580 plus agencies, and up until very recently, effectively, they could say, make the payment and the Treasury just sent it out as fast as possible with absolutely no verification. There's $500 billion of fraud every year. There's hundreds of billions of improper payments, and we can't pass an audit. So that's the goal of Doge, is to upgrade the system so that we can actually track where our tax dollars, where our money is being spent, and imagine a better standard of living. Imagine going to the doctors and not having to wait 2 hours to sit down with a scheduled appointment. It's insane what they put the elderly through. But today's market reaction to tariffs is a reminder. Inflation is just the tip of the iceberg. Capital faces dilution from taxes, regulation, competition, obsolescence, and unforeseen events. Bitcoin offers resilience in a world full of hidden risks. When the U.S. created the strategic Bitcoin reserve, they made one thing clear. They'll only buy Bitcoin if it's budget neutral. No new taxes, no new debt. Enter Bit Bonds, U.S. Treasury bonds with embedded Bitcoin upside. This could be absolutely huge. Many people are saying they're going to reinvent how they offer bonds in the future with this new debt that is rolling over. And, adding a little Bitcoin in there could pay the debt back itself. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump are merging their firm American Data Centers with Hut-8, a publicly traded miner, to form American Bitcoin. The Trump family will hold a 20% stake in the new company, and Hut-8 owning the remaining 80%. Stablecoin issuer Tether buys 8,888 Bitcoin worth $735 million. And they now hold over 100,000 Bitcoin. In some quick world news, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink says US dollar is at risk at losing its reserve status to Bitcoin. BlackRock has been approved by the UK's FCA to operate as a crypto asset firm, enabling it to offer crypto services, including its iShares Bitcoin ETF product in Europe. India's first publicly traded company to adopt Bitcoin in its treasury reserve assets is Jet King. So again, Jet King announces it will raise more money to purchase Bitcoin. And in crazy news, China has officially entered the era of flying cars. 2 Chinese companies have obtained the commercial operation certificate for autonomous passenger drones with the Chinese Aero Board. China is at the forefront of the world's 4th industrial revolution, and flying taxis are now a thing. Like I said in the beginning, ETH has its largest ever upgrade in terms of including EIPs. This is called the Pectra upgrade and is planned to happen on April 30th. Don't ask me what it involves yet. I haven't looked into it. But any upgrade to ETH should be very, very bullish for Hoge. The history, the lore, it is real. And we will make a raging comeback. Hoge will make Ethereum great again. But as always, have a good weekend. I will see you in the chats. Peace.